Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, on a very wet and miserable day. We've had such lovely weather as well recently. This is a brand new phone I'm using, so let's see what it does when the weather is crap outside. Dull. But I did a little camera test on Patreon last night and people said the sound was good and the vision was good. So that is good, is it not? Let's crack on with this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do a full room tour in the fullness of time. I thought this would be a nice opportunity to discuss what I do want to do in future. So what's coming up is a full room tour. I've been saying that for weeks, it seems. I'm going to be opening that. Can't wait to do that. I've got a shelf indulgence I want to do for Revenge of the Sith. It's crazy. I realised the other day that I did Phantom Menace, I did Attack of the Clones, I did Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars, and I have had the Revenge of the Sith shelves done for weeks. I think it's around about the time I broke my phone. I probably could have shot it then, and that's the reason why I didn't do that. What else have I got? I've got a few reviews I want to do as well if I turn around here to the Tatooine shelves. The plan is to do... Let's just have a look at the focus on this nowadays. Yeah, it's a much better phone, this. Hopefully the sound will be coming through too. The only problem with it will be my voice. Very bunged up today. I've got like a bunged up nose. There's Scott Hall now wearing a poncho. So down here I have two pieces that are by Ian Butler 3D. That's Anakin's hovel home from Phantom Menace. And this is Ben Kenobi's house, which I've just got set up in a certain way. You can do it in different variations of setup, which I'm going to show you that in a full review as well. Coming up on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Now that with that all being said and done and out of the way, there's one figure that I bought recently that had eluded me. And it was this Boba Fett here. Now this goes back a few years now. This is the Morak Fett. And I never bought it because I was so happy with this Boba Fett here. This is a great Boba Fett. That's the Tatooine one though. And I want to compare the two because there is a couple of differences with the soft goods. But having looked at this in the packaging, I looked at it and I thought, you know what, man, I don't think this looks as good. The helmet or something isn't as good, in my opinion, as the Tatooine one. The shape of it, maybe it's just because it's in the packaging. But I might actually use this figure here as an excuse to have Boba Fett with his helmet off, because he looks so good, the facial sculpt of Tamora Morrison, I mean. But having said that, he looks so good with the helmet on, you wouldn't want to have it off, if that makes sense. But this one does look good doing the job there. And please don't get on my back about her being on the left or our right. Yes, I know she's supposed to be there, but I tried putting her on the other side after having it on that side for so long. But the way her leg is cocked, I think she just sort of fits on that side better. And that's where I want to put her, damn it. She doesn't have to always sit on the right-hand side, does she? Although she is his right-hand man, if that makes sense. But, so... That's stupendous, that figure. And look at the lovely brushing on the helmet there, which you don't get on this one, because don't forget at Morak, he had just sprayed his helmet, hadn't he? Which was a shame, because in the previous episode in Mandalorian Season 2, it looked awesome. Multi-weathered, you know, it was all silvery and whatever. But then he decided to spray it when he was on Morak, or before that, or whatever. Must have a little workshop in the slave one, a couple of tins of paint. But that was the thing that I thought was wrong with this. Helmet didn't look as good, weirder shape. But that's good. If that's the case, perfect. If I don't want to put this helmet on, that's a good thing, because I want to show off somewhere his lovely face. So what I'll do now is, just as a little bit of a continuation of the test, I'm going to open this figure now and see how he looks. And check out how the camera reviews it. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. And on we go. Another quick look at him in the packaging. There he is, Boba Fett Morak. I think I explained before why I never bought this. I just felt there was nothing in it between the two. I just felt, you know, it's the same figure almost, but it's not. The difference is you've got this soft goods here. Because don't forget, underneath the armour, he's wearing his nomad gear, so that's why that flaps down like that. Whereas on the other, he's wearing like a kama. Someone said that the kama, it's not a kama, it's like saying camel, this guy said in the comments. camel without the L, so it's a camel. Not this one, the other one does, but there you go. Nice card back image, isn't it? Nice card back. I did like him in the second series of Mandalorian. Not so much in the Book of Boba Fett. I felt that was very, very rushed. That they threw that out with any thought. You know what I mean? They let themselves down there. So let's get him open. Wow, that's snapped off at the end there. That's really good. Incidentally, I bought this from Comics and Cocktails. I was asking around as to who had the best deal on this, and they had a really good deal. It was like £7 all in or something like that. I can't remember now. But be careful though, there is a variant of this which comes from, is it SDCC or something like that? San Diego Comic Con. That's like loads of money. Star Action Figures are selling that, but it's like $24.99 or something like that. So be careful. So there he is, let's get him out. First off, helmet, as you can see, it's kind of squidgy, man. It's been crushed, and I don't like, instantaneously, I don't like the look of that. I think it's because the helmet's been cleaned off and painted that it gives the forehead more height. It seems to be, I don't know. But instantaneously, he looks great. I don't want your armor. I want my armor. Left for dead on the sands of Tatooine. I mean, you know what, man? There were loads of parts of the Book of Boba Fett I really enjoyed. But then they kind of like had a great scene followed by trash. I mean, he also appears looking like that at the last episode of Mandalorian Season 2. Be careful, princess. He starts falling out with whatever her name was, Shashatil or whatever. What was she called? Can't remember. Whatever the WWE bird was called. And there he is. Let's just see what the helmet's like. I'm not feeling the helmet from what I could see. Oh no, that's a bit better. The balance is good, man. I like it. Doesn't seem as oversized as, what's that fella called? The other guy. Can't remember any of the bloody names, man. They're up here on the Mandalorian shelf. Ax's Woes, you know, that terrible first figure of him. Those blue Mandalorians. I'm going to go and get the other figure now because it's worth doing a comparison. Incidentally, I have the retro one as well. I got that for fun just because it's got nostalgic elements, you know, that pulled me in, and no doubt loads of people my age. I wanted to see this helmet again. It got us by the Jaffas, man, and this is the other one. I just think that it pings a lot better with the weathering. Slightly more weathered. It's good for continuity because this was an earlier timeline than this, when he became the Dio. Is it Dio? Yeah. When he was in charge of Mos Espa and all that. Helmets look the same size, it's just that they are very different figures now. And as you can see, this is the Kama. That's what that guy has. I like him wearing the black. I like the attire. The design was all good for the Book of Boba Fett and Mando Season 2. And people say he looked too chunky, but he wasn't. He's kept himself in shape. Tamora. That's pretty cool, man. Nifty. But I can see me having this figure like that now, to showcase that beautiful head. It's a very well executed head sculpt of the man, the actor, Tamora Morrison. That's really good. I could have him with Fennec, something like that. If you've got a second Fennec figure, you can have them both standing like that, or whatever. That's really good. That's pretty much all I wanted to. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to test the camera out. And if you want to see some other details, what has he got now? He's got, that's really important. Have him riding a bantha, like a bantha. Really good. So I want to address a follower of the channel. That's Star Wars Rue. He's a really dedicated follower. He always is like first to comment on my videos. I thought, Rue, correct me if I'm wrong, that you'd said that this is figure of the year. So I always felt I'd missed out with that by getting that and not buying them both. But I actually disagree. I think that is a better figure, only because it differs. The only differences are the weathering on the helmet and the soft goods. That's the only difference really that I can see here. There might be some other subtle things, but you'll have to fill me in on that, folks. But what? Let me know, man. Why would that be figure of the year? Did this come first? If that came first, then fair dues. If this came second, whatever. It doesn't really matter. They are the same figure in a sense. But in terms of look, I say this one beats it because you can't beat Fett with a few more scuffs on his helmet than was seen in the Morak episode. I didn't really like the way he looked in that. But there you are. I can see now that the helmets are bang on. He does look great like that as well. Really good. And he looked pretty mean when he stepped off the Slave One and Mayfeld was bricking it, wasn't he? He was like, oh my God, there's two of them, you know what I mean? No, there are two of them. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, nice to open that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and let me know what you think about the quality of the sound and the vision now. Hopefully it should be better. It should be better than it was before. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.